Yeah.
Here's another thing. I will say this. I think prenups will help marriages stay together in a lot of cases. Very similar to how you'll see in neighborhoods where people have fences and there's like dual gun ownership, that you have the lowest level of crime because people like, no one's going to rob us. It's like, we have boundaries. I think when people have boundaries, like they understand the boundaries of the world. You have boundaries. Your wife doesn't cheat on you. You don't cheat on your wife. That is a boundary. No matter what people say, you have boundaries in your relationship.
Oh, we for sure
Right.
do.
If your wife's like, hey, I just want to let you know, assalamu alaikum, I've converted to Islam. This is a problem, honey. We got to deal with this. That's a boundary. Having those boundaries helps a relationship. Having it like where there is no incentive for someone to break out of the relationship through a prenup, the prenup should de-incentivize both parties from divorcing. Or the prenup should de-incentivize both parties from cheating. If you do that, I think that can actually help the situation. And so that's where there's a problem. It's like men are now getting married at 30 and they're getting married to women who don't really want them, who are like settling. Sheryl Sandberg, she had the quote is like, hey, when you're young, date them all, date the hot guy and the fun guy. But when you're older, date the guy who thinks that taking out the trash is sexy or whatever. And it's like, bro, I'm supposed to wait while you run through all these dudes. And then when I'm 30, I'm going to settle down with you after you've been through all these, after you've rocked the bartender. I'm like, I'm not going to wait. That's crazy.
Prenups are the adult version of setting clear boundaries. If she doesn't want one, that's a red flag the size of a billboard. It's not about distrust. It's about being smart and protecting yourself before the emotional chaos takes over. A woman who doesn't even entertain the idea is basically telling you she's cool with taking you for a ride if things go sideways. Relationships are not fairy tales. If she's serious about building something real, a prenup should not even be a debate. It should be a baseline. If she's not down, it is time to bounce.
The study that I meant to bring up to you before is the GSS does this study where they looked at the average number of sexual partners for women that cheated in a relationship and the average number of sexual partners for women that did not cheat. So before marriage. So they did this survey, and I would have a group of 10 girls there, and I would say, do you think that body count matters as far as cheating in a relationship? And of course, all the women are going to say no. Of course it doesn't matter. I can sleep with 50 guys before I'm married. I would never cheat on my husband. And I'm like, so if I did a survey with 7,000 women, what I should find is the women who cheated should have the same previous number of sexual partners as the women who don't cheat, right? Is that what I should find?
Yeah.
And if it was 10% more, that would be
a little variance.
A little variance. If it was 50% more, that would be pretty significant.
Yeah.
It is 230% more. The women who cheat in relationships have had 230% more sexual partners than women who didn't. That is statistically significant and incredibly offensive, Ryan. If you think about that, if you explain that concept to women, that is horribly offensive. What do you mean? There's actual data that shows that you can't turn up into a housewife? Actual data that shows that? That's horribly offensive. You shouldn't be posting that stuff, Michael. Who hurt you? You're promoting incel culture and hatred towards women. No, I'm not. What I'm doing is telling women that I'm close to, maybe having a massive body count before you get married is a bad idea.
Yeah.
Men are not blind. They have seen what marriage did to their fathers and grandfathers, and a lot of them are saying, I'm good. Women have been setting up this fantasy that they can just divorce and remarry like their mothers and grandmothers did in the 70s, 80s, and 90s. Newsflash, men aren't playing that game anymore. They aren't lining up for round 2. They see the writing on the wall and are opting out before they even get started. So, women can keep dreaming about their next husband, but it's not happening.
Women divorce men 70 to 80% of the time. I would argue in relationships, it's probably similar. Men aren't leaving, women are. So to a guy's point of view, he's going to commit to this girl. And what does he get? He doesn't get purity anymore. You know, these hoes. You know, he doesn't get youth anymore. So he doesn't get either of those things. A lot of times she already has a kid. So he's not fulfilling his mating strategy. On top of that, even if he does find a good woman that maybe has the qualities he's looking for, she was going to want him to marry her. And what does he get out of that? Oh, she can leave and take half and take my kid. And she's paid to take my kids away from me. She gets more money if she takes my children. And so from the men's point of view, they're just kind of like, F it, because like women aren't wives nowadays. And what do they get out of it?
But
like
you know,
men are logical. They're logical people. And so they're thinking, does the benefit outweigh the cost? And like, I just think as women, we have to look at ourselves and say, the benefits we bring nowadays don't outweigh the cost for most men.
Reason why young men especially are hesitant to get married is because for a lot of men, they don't see any benefit from it. You're just putting yourself at a disadvantage if someday she could say, you know what, I'm not really feeling this anymore. I'm going to divorce you, but you're still going to be responsible for paying for me for the rest of your life.
Like I said, I'm pro prenup, and alimony is not gendered. It's literally a formula in most states. And so in a situation, I do think like, yeah, if a man wants to get married, you should think about this. You should think about this possibility. But I don't think that it's fair that a woman who has given up so much in order to be a homemaker shouldn't have any, shouldn't have anything. She should just be left on the street.
She's acting like she's doing us a favor by not being promiscuous while she was busy looking for her next victim. Narcissism is off the charts. Women like this always think they're the prize and we're just lucky to be in their presence. It's honestly hilarious. The more I hear about men avoiding Western women, the more I'm here for it. The tables are turning, and it's about time.
This is to men that what attention is to women.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, so would you argue that we cheat on men by having open Instagram accounts while in a relationship?
Wait.
Wait, what was the question?
I said, is sex to men what attention is to women? You all said yes. Please don't change it now. Could we argue that we cheat by having open Instagram accounts while in a relationship?
No.
Posting first track. Wow. Having the man like picture.
Today's women act like their looks are currency, expecting every great quality a man has in return. We have a real problem when men are expected to meet standards that are straight up unattainable. It's tough for young guys to trust themselves when women keep demanding perfection. How are they supposed to believe in their abilities when the goalposts keep moving? It's like no matter what they do, they can't win. They're not just competing with each other anymore. They're competing with every unrealistic expectation women throw at them.
Women use their Instagram as like their own little attention economy. If she does not reply to your DMs, then you don't follow her. And if you follow her and she doesn't follow you back, that's a big red flag. In addition to that, you do not comment on her photos unless you have piped her or you are within 1 or 2 dates. These girls will like take as much free attention as they can get, bro.
We're stuck pretending we want some equal, perfect future while still holding on to these outdated, sexist ideas about what a man should be. This fantasy man doesn't have emotions, flaws, or mistakes. Rather, he's just this flawless robot. It's ridiculous. We keep selling this image of the perfect guy, but nobody is admitting the truth. Real men screw up, feel things, and aren't perfect. Yet, we keep pretending this robotic ideal is the standard. Wake up.
Every man that I've ever been with has treated me like a princess. And when they didn't, I looked at them like, what's happening right now? I don't get it. I know I don't like it. So I'm going to go. You know what I mean? Anything I asked for, any expectation I had, I was just like, this is how it's always happened for me. So why wouldn't it happen now? Unless you're different from everything that I've ever experienced. And if you're different from everything I've ever experienced, then either you're not a good fit, or I'm obviously too good for you, or I just need to hurry up and get to the next guy who's going to give me what I've always been given.
You never see a woman in a long-term committed relationship give this type of advice. Because let's be honest, the women that demand princess treatment are never the ones that reciprocate that same energy. And they leave the second the man makes a mistake.
Women who demand princess treatment never give a fraction of that energy back. Emily hit the nail on the head here. Let's be real. Before a young man even opens his mouth, people are already putting him in a box. He's a predator, a creep, too soft, too clingy, a loser, or whatever else fits their narrative. And in this clip, he's supposed to treat her like royalty no matter how she treats him. Guys are expected to jump through hoops just for shot, dealing with assumptions and judgment before they even get a chance.
Men are staying single because it's not men that don't feel worthy of love. It's that they don't trust that women are going to give them the love they feel they deserve. There's ulterior motives, conditions, acts of service they have to do in order to be worthy of such love, versus women just have to be women. Because a lot of the times they use their kitty as a bargaining chip, as a prize to be won. Well, when you use that as a tool to bargain with, then it becomes a commodity and it lessens the value for both sexes. So for some, it's far less problematic to just be single. They respect their worth, they just don't feel that a woman respects theirs.
More men are choosing to stay single, and it's not some phase. They're done with the whole relationship for the sake of it thing. These guys are opting out of marriage and throwing away the outdated scripts society wrote for them. They're taking the red pill, some even the black pill, and focusing on themselves instead of pretending they need a woman to feel complete. The dating game is shifting, and men are waking up to the fact that they do not have to play by the old rules.
This is why you should never get a girlfriend in Miami.
How much should your man make a year?
Like you're able to provide for me.
Give me a ballpark, just a number. The minimum amount your man should make a year.
Like 600,000.
600,000 a year?
What about you, ladies? How much you got
your man make a year?
Here, 6 figures.
I'm educated.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be making more than that. I'm gonna be making triple that. Not saying that I don't want a man that's making lower than me, but I will.
Do you think a man cares about your education?
Yes, my man, he does. I don't know about you, but my man does.
Do you think a man that makes $600,000 a year cares about a woman's
My man
education?
Does, not yours. Yeah. What else are you? My man.
So now love is something you do and not just some feeling. People love to act like love is all about butterflies and rainbows. But when it comes down to it, love is about the grind and doing the hard stuff, even when you would rather be doing literally anything else. You don't always feel like showing up, but that's exactly why it counts. The real kicker is when people act all confused, but the truth is, love is not about waiting for the perfect moment. It's about putting in work, no excuses,